Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You know it's your girl Malika, aka Mali, aka Malibu, whatever you want to call me. You don't know that it's me, and this is Malika's Flex. It has been a while since I have actually shared with you online teaching opportunities, and yeah. So today I will be sharing some opportunities with you. Now, just as a reminder, especially if you're new to this channel and you haven't really watched any of my videos pertaining to online teaching, remember that with most companies you will need a TOEFL certificate, and I guess I'll get into the specifics for each company that I will be mentioning today so that you'll know exactly what to expect. But you know, the TOEFL is the base. So some companies you don't need the TOEFL, but those are very few and rare. And also, some of these companies do not require a degree, so that is a plus for those of you all who, you know, do not have a bachelor's degree and you're seeking some form of online employment and you are interested in teaching English to speakers of other languages online, you know. So let's get into it. Let's get into it with the first one. The first one is English Hunt. Now, English Hunt does require that you have a TOEFL certificate. That is a certificate for teaching English as a foreign language. This certificate is really easy to get. Usually you need 120 hours at least. That's a minimum to start teaching. So you do need a TOEFL certificate, and remember, it is so easy to obtain a TOEFL certificate. Guys, some teachers have reported going on this website called Teacher Record, and they've gotten free TOEFL certificates there, so y'all can check that out. Otherwise, you know, most TOEFL certificates are very affordable. All right, so you need a TOEFL certificate. You also need to have a bachelor's degree. Your bachelor's degree can be in any discipline, so please, guys, don't come in my DM or in the comment section asking me, I have a bachelor's degree in law, I have a bachelor's degree in chemistry, can I do this? Yes, you can. Once you have a bachelor's degree in any discipline, you can be considered for this role. Now, for this company, it is preferred but not required that you be a native English speaker. When I say native, I mean you grew up learning English, you were taught in English when you were in school, you did all your exams in English. English is the general language or the official language of your country. That's what you guys use to do business. So once English is your first language, that is preferred but not required. Now, English Hunt is paying its teachers $14 per hour. Now, $14 is not a lot, but it can be a lot, especially if you are in a third world country. And it's also good to consider that some online companies are not even offering that. I realize that many of the online companies these days, they tend to be leaning towards hiring like Filipino teachers, and with that, I guess, I don't know what the economy is like there, but they want to offer teachers $2 per hour, $3 for like crazy. Okay, so that's what I've been seeing on the market these days. And yeah, so when you can find a company that's willing to pay you $14, it's actually $14.50. When you're able to find a company willing to pay you that, child, you got to be grateful. Okay, you got to be grateful. Once again, if you're living in a third world country, that money can definitely do something for you. Now, I did forget to mention earlier on in this video that the companies that I will be mentioning today are all based in Korea. So that is information that's good to know. The next company is called Tutoring Go. Once again, you guys, based in Korea. Tutoring Go is paying teachers $10 to $15 per hour. However, if you are Filipino, they're only paying you $2 to $5 per hour. Now, for Tutoring Go, you do not need a TOEFL certificate, although it is preferred. However, you need to have a bachelor's degree in any discipline. You will also need to have over 2 years of teaching experience. Now, with Tutoring Go, you will be teaching both children and adults. Tutoring Go prefers native speakers, and if you say that you're a native speaker, they prefer that you come from certain countries like the US, Canada, New Zealand, the UK. However, persons or individuals have reported that they have been hired outside of these countries. So, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Even if you're not from these countries, go ahead and apply. I am someone, as you guys know, for those of you who are my returning subscribers, my returning viewers, I have always applied for companies regardless of what they say the requirements are. If if they say you need a particular certification that I do not have, I don't care. I'm still applying. I don't care. If you say that I need to have a certain amount of years of experience and I don't have it, I'm still applying. I don't care. If you say that I need to be American or Canadian or British, I don't care. I'm from Jamaica. I'm still going to apply. Once you get me that interview and you realize that I can speak English very well and you can understand me very well, even though I do not have an American accent or Canadian or British accent, you gonna hire me. You gonna hire me, baby. So guys, do not be afraid to apply to these jobs, even when they have their requirements that you think you don't fit the description. Go ahead and apply. It's free to apply, and so just do it and try and see if you get through, right? Now guys, another thing that I did not say earlier on in this video is that most of these companies that I'm telling you about, you do not have to create your own lesson plans. For most of these companies, the lesson plans are provided for you. You just have to follow the script and you'll be okay. So even if you have never taught online before, it's your first time teaching, period, it's not hard. I promise you, it's not hard. Usually the notes are there. It will tell you directly, like from the teacher script, which the students will not have access to during the lesson. And you'll see the script saying, tell the students to match the pictures with the words, and that's all you do. So you look at the little notes and you say, okay, let's now match the pictures with the words. Simple. It's not hard at all, trust me. And usually you have access to the materials before class starts, so if you want to actually review it to make you feel more confident and competent in what you're about to do, you have that option. So please do not be scared. Go ahead and apply. Do something that you've never done before. All right, now the next one is Cafe Talk. With Cafe Talk, unlike the others where there's a set rate, Cafe Talk, you set your own rate. It starts from $8 and it goes up to, I think, $36 per hour. With Cafe Talk, you will be teaching both children and adults, and it will be one-on-one lessons, okay? Now, they prefer native teachers. Not just prefer, it is required that you are a native teacher. The website does not say anything about you being a US citizen or Canadian or anything like that. So I guess once you are from a country that speaks English, you would be considered for the role. Now, with Cafe Talk, you are required to have a degree. However, you do not have to have a TOEFL certificate. Next up is SkyBell. SkyBell prefers native teachers who can speak with a British accent. But it's not required, but they would prefer if you speak with a British accent. And if you're a native teacher or speaker rather, they would prefer if you are from the US, the UK, Canada, New Zealand, Australia. Yeah, those are the preferred countries. Now with SkyBell, you will have to provide a minimum of 10 hours per week, and they want you to have some experience with teaching IELTS, or if you're not if you don't have the experience in teaching IELTS, they would want you to be comfortable with teaching the speaking aspect of the IELTS test. Finally, SkyBell is paying $15 to $20 per hour. I think you guys are going to like this one. It's called Anglophone. It does not require any degree or any experience at all, and they're paying $13.50 per hour. So for those of you all who are like, oh, I have no teaching experience, or I have no degree, or I have no TOEFL, you don't need any of these things. All you need to do is to have knowledge of the English language. You don't even need to be a native English speaker, and you might be considered. But of course, you guys just remember that the market is very competitive. So don't be messaging me and saying, oh, I applied to all of these companies and not one of them reached out to me. Guys, when I'm doing my applications, and I'm a seasoned teacher, I would want to believe, I have experience in the online teaching scene, and even though I have all these qualifications, all these years of experience, sometimes, like, whenever I do my applications, like, I'm not just applying to 1 or 2 or 3 companies, I'm applying to like 20 at a time, you know? And from the 20, maybe only 3 get back to you, like in real life. So do not be discouraged if you send out your applications and you're not getting through. And sometimes when it's only like 3 that get back to you, it's not that they don't want you. Sometimes they will tell you that, okay, at the moment we're not seeking teachers, we're kind of saturated at the moment, however we will keep your application on file. And I have had experiences where I applied to a company like a year ago, 6 months ago, and they're just now responding to me and saying, hey, we're interested in you. So if you are currently unemployed and you're looking like for a full-time job with these online companies and you want to be hired now, it's probably not going to work. If you have patience and know that, okay, you might get something this week, you might get something next week, you might get something 6 months down the line, then yes, this is for you. One thing that I did not mention with Anglophone is that you are required to make a commitment of 15 hours weekly. Now, for most of these or all of these platforms that I'm telling you about, you guys, they are pretty flexible. You get to choose your working hours, so whether you want to work in the evenings or in the early mornings, although some of them will have like their peak hours, and when you do get an interview with these companies, they'll tell you what their peak hours are. They'll tell you that, okay, while you do get to choose the best time for you to teach, we require that teachers give us at least 2 hours from X time to X time. Are you able to do that? Some companies do not have these restrictions, and you can just simply choose whatever hours are completely, available for you. Next up, we have Global VCC. Global VCC is paying teachers $15 to $17 per hour. Global VCC requires that you teach between the hours of 6 p.m. and 12 a.m. So that's a relatively small window, because usually companies will tell you, oh, from 6 a.m. to 12 a.m. and that gives you a wide gap, a wide range of time frames to choose from. But with Global VCC, the times are between 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. So that basically gives you, if my math is correct, 6 hours or so to get your teaching time in. And this is in Eastern Standard Time, EST. So if that is something that you're interested in, you could definitely go ahead and apply. If you're somewhere in the Western world, the EST will be fine for you, because that would more than likely be like after your regular working hours. So that could definitely work out for you. With Global VCC, you are required to commit at least 10 hours weekly. And with Global VCC, you will be teaching students between the ages of 5 and 18. Personally, I prefer to teach adults, so I always go for the platforms that only let me teach adults. That's just me. But then there are people who actually like teaching children. If you're that person, then I guess 5 to 18 should be very good for you. With Carrot Global, you are required to commit to at least 15 hours per week. Now, you can choose your working times, but they definitely want you to commit to at least 15 hours per week. Carrot Global is offering $13 to $17 per hour. So if that is something that you are interested in, go ahead and apply to Carrot Global. Pagoda Takul is another online English speaking company. Now, the trick about applying to this company is that you will need a translation tool to navigate the website, because their website is in another language. So you'll need to have that extension added to your computer. Speaking of computers, with all of these companies that I'm mentioning, you guys, you do need a computer, laptop, not Chromebook, in order to teach with them. You cannot teach with your phone, okay? And usually they require that you send in, as proof, certain specs, just to see if you are up to par with their requirements. And also, it's not just about having a laptop. There are certain internal specs that they look for, so just be aware of that. Now, Pagoda Takul is paying $14 to $15 per hour. Now, the beauty about Pagoda Takul is, and I hope that I'm pronouncing the company's name correctly, you guys know. Anyway, the beauty about this company is that they're super flexible. You can teach at any time of the day, any time of the night, and there are no minimum teaching hours required. So this is one of those companies where If you want to give them 1 hour for the week, 2 hours for the month, that is quite fine. Now, even though they have the no minimum hours required, just remember that with these companies, like if they see inactivity for like maybe after a month or after two, they might be sending you like a warning message or something. Trust me, I've gotten those before. So just be mindful of that, okay, you guys? So I think I'm gonna end here with Pagoda Cool. Now, if there are any companies that I mentioned in this video that you are interested in, just let me know in the not in the description box, in the comment section down below. If you're wondering how to apply to any of these companies that I have mentioned in this video today, just remember, do a Google search, type in the name of the company, and just add to it teacher application. For example, Pagoda Cool teacher application, and that should take you right to the application. The applications are not usually long. However, most of the applications tend to ask you for a video, an introduction video, and they usually tell you exactly what they want to hear in the video. So just be prepared for that, okay, you guys? You know, hashtag the company's name that you think you would be interested in. If you're interested in all of them, hashtag all. Tell me what you think about these companies. Would you pursue any of these? Why not? Just communicate with me, you guys, in the comment section. Now, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you found this video to be informative or helpful in any way. If you did find it to be informative, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, and if you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to Malika's Flex. I'm happy to have you here, and I'm so happy that you guys decided to sit and watch my entire video. Once again, it's your girl Malika, aka Mali, aka Malibu, whatever you want to call me. You don't know that it's me saying bye.